And then as far as your mental anxiety, and it happened to me, I used to get all anxiety in the morning, and I would have problems remembering stuff. And I thought I'm going to get into dementia. I'm not joking. I'm like, oh my God, God help me. But it was part of this whole perimenopause journey, but it actually prevented me from focusing sometimes on the work that I was doing. And it was so fast paced. It impacted my work, my career, to a point that I decided to let go of a full-time job and start doing consulting and taking breaks in between.
Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by my man, Audley Stephenson, the Odd Man.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the Audacious Living Podcast. I'm totally thrilled to have you here with us as we embark on our journey towards living our best lives ever. Each week, we explore these stories, insights, and strategies that empower you to break free from limitations and embrace the fullness of life. I want to take this moment to express my gratitude to our listeners for dedicating part of their day to join us. Your presence inspires us to continue sharing powerful conversations that challenge the status quo. Now, imagine navigating a vast ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. For many women, perimenopause is akin to sailing through uncharted waters. Just as a skilled captain uses knowledge and tools to harness the wind and steer through the storms, women can empower themselves with understanding and holistic approaches to navigate their hormonal challenges that come with perimenopause. Today, we're joined by Amita Sharma, whose insights will help illuminate this journey and provide the tools to sail confidently into this new phase of life. Amita is the co-founder of NourishDoc, a holistic wellness platform dedicated to supporting women through the hormonal transitions of perimenopause and beyond. With a background in corporate high tech, Amita experienced the challenges of perimenopause firsthand, so she knows exactly what she's talking about. Her journey led her to explore holistic therapies, which transformed her life and ignited her passion for helping others. Through NourishDoc, she empowers women to reclaim their vitality and navigate their well-being during this critical stage of life. Amita's work is incredibly relevant to our discussion today as she brings both personal experience and professional insight into the often overlooked topic of perimenopause. Her dedication to raising awareness and providing actionable strategies makes her a vital voice for women seeking guidance during this transitional period. So now that we've got you all set, let's turn to our conversation with Amita. Hey, Amita, thank you for joining me here today on the Audacious Living Podcast. Thank you for making the time to do this.
Yeah, I love it. I love the work you're doing. So I think I fit into, because I'm trying to do the audacious living as well.
Well, absolutely. There's no question about that. And, really, on this podcast, we spend much time talking, encouraging individuals of the things that they can do to live their best audacious lives. And certainly without question, life has its fair share of challenges or impediments or roadblocks or things that stop us from going to that place that we want to go to. Really it's incumbent on us to find a way to overcome these challenges. And so certainly one of the things that you spend a fair amount of time talking about helping other women is those who are going through perimenopausal, which can be very, very challenging. And in some cases almost debilitating, if you will. So maybe as a starting point, and I know you've had your own personal challenge as well, so you're sort of coming from a place of experience. Maybe as a starting point, I can have you sort of talk to our audience a bit about sort of what's gotten you this point and what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I am co-founder of NourishDoc. It's a holistic wellness platform for women beyond reproductive years. Mm-hmm. The idea is to support them going through the hormonal transition that they go through from peri to post. We are also going to include PMS, excluding the fertility part. Okay. So not many people know when women are going through these hormonal fluctuations, specifically after mid-age,
Mhm.
that can also lead to chronic conditions, onset of chronic conditions once they're postmenopausal. And there's not much research that has been done after the fertility window of a woman to the point when she gets menopausal. So
Right.
that's really the area where it impacts the women the most, as far as the holistic, the physical, the mental, the social, psychological, even financial, the career point of view. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to bring all that out in open and talk
Gotcha.
about it and make
Gotcha.
women, people aware, including men like yourself. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, no, it's a big listen. When I first discovered the work you do, I thought it was because again, it's not something that I specialize or know a lot about or even have a direct experience with, right? And so I think the awareness thing is very very important. You use your own experiences, right, to support women. I wonder if you could sort of talk about your journey.
Yeah, my journey, I'm working in corporate high tech. I'm not a medical doctor or health professional by any
Hmm. Hmm.
stretch of imagination, but
Yep.
I just experienced very strange symptoms, while working, and embarrassing at the workplace, which I completely felt, unheard. I'm ashamed to go talk to anyone. I didn't feel supported because I think the problem is me. I never went and talked to anyone with the fear that maybe there's an age discrimination or I might be, labeled as something else. There's a lot of stigma, taboo attached to this whole, journey. And I've suffered in silence most of the time,
Mm.
majority of the time. And then I started researching into holistic therapies because I didn't want to be on medication for many,
Right.
many years. And I didn't have one symptom. I had like multiple of symptoms. They were just coming to me like God knows from where, and
Right.
you need to deal with it, right?
Mhm.
So that just kept me. At that time, I did not know that I'll be sitting in front of you today.
Right.
I just wanted to survive myself
Yes.
before I can help anyone. But the more I dug into the holistic therapies and I started looking into the research, the evidence, and how it can help, I started experimenting on myself. And sure, I had to change my lifestyle, a lot.
Yeah.
But make the long story short, it has given me more renewed energy, more, I'm not fatigued, and my metabolism is fine, I eat properly. All those things have helped me with my quality of life every single day. And that's
Right.
what I thought. I need to take this message to as many women out there as possible, that there is hope. They don't need to suffer in silence.
Mm. Mm. When your symptoms started, did you understand or recognize what was happening to you, or did it take some time to figure that out?
No, I honestly had no clue. I didn't even know the word perimenopause, to be honest with you. Everybody understands menopause, cessation of a woman's menstrual periods,
Yep.
but the perimenopause starts about 10 years before. And I don't think even today, a lot of women understand that it can take up to 10 years of hormone fluctuation before they hit the menopause, right? And
Wow.
that's what it started happening. I had no clue. Suddenly, all these fluctuations, the hormone fluctuations in my body started causing all these strange, embarrassing moments at workplace.
Yeah.
I had no clue what is happening. To be honest with you, I did not even know it was a hot flash, to tell you the truth,
Right. Right. Right.
until I started digging into it. Oh,
This is
okay.
what it
This
is.
is what is a hot flash. Oh, I did not know that.
Got you. Got you. How early? You said 10 years. How early could it start?
Nowadays they say it can start as early as mid 30s or late 30s,
Wow.
but typically, yeah, it's pretty scary. But typically, it should technically start when you're in 40s as a woman, because the menopause age is 51, 52. But it
Hmm.
is, like, it varies by as per the ethnicity of women. So I'll just give you an example.
Okay.
Latino women, as well as African American origin women, get the menopause as 47, 48, 2, 3 years earlier,
Hmm.
which is not considered good because you're
Right.
depleting your hormones earlier than you're supposed to.
Right.
For example, women from Indian women, in India, they get
Yep.
it in 47, 46, 47. A lot of Muslim countries, women, Sudan, they get it also in their mid 40s because of maybe the subservient culture. Women
Right.
are, not so open about the society. All those things could be a factors. So if hypothetically someone is getting menopause in 40s, then typically then they can start with perimenopause in the late 30s, as an example. That's why
Gotcha.
I was sharing with you
Hmm.
this all nuances of,
Yes.
it's not one size fits all for all
Gotcha.
women, nowhere.
Yes. Gotcha. So then, Amita, for individuals that may not be familiar, right? Because this is not something that
Yes.
has any idea about men that listen to this podcast and go, I don't know what that is. Can you give us an idea of the symptoms and how impactful? You said earlier they were embarrassing. Like how impactful, is this for women?
Yeah, so just to give you an example of an average woman going through perimenopause could
Hmm.
have, in addition to the hot flashes, sleep issues, could also have painful sexual intercourse at the time that can
Hmm.
impact her sexual health with a partner. As an example, there
Hmm.
could be loss of libido for a few women that will also impact relationships. So the men definitely should understand, if that is happening, why it is happening to their partners, as an example. So it's not only impacting, simple hot flash here or sleep issues or night
Right.
sweat or in the morning anxiety and then the gut health. In addition, all these loss of libido, relationship, and even your mood swings can go up and down. You're angry at one time and then you are, emotional
Right.
at another time. So that can impact your relationships, right? and
Yes.
and
Yes.
that
Absolutely.
definitely goes into the men's circle here, or other women for that matter,
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
partner, I should say that. And then
Hmm.
as far as your mental anxiety, and it happened to me, I used to get all anxiety in the morning, and I would have problems remembering stuff. And I thought I'm going to get into dementia. I'm not joking. I'm like, oh my God help me. And but it was part of my this whole perimenopause journey, but it actually prevented me from focusing sometimes on the work that I was doing, and it was so fast paced. It impacted my work, my career, to a point that I decided to let go of a full time job and start doing consulting and taking breaks in between. Right.
Gotcha.
So it can impact you financially as well. It did to
Yep.
me, because I could not handle 24/7. My body, my mind could not handle 24/7 round the clock like a crazy person. That's what high tech is, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Always on the go. I could not. So it
Right.
impacts your financial as well, right?
Yep. Yep. You can't maintain the same lifestyle, no, because you've got these
No,
other things that you're dealing with. No, no.
you can't. I couldn't work like you're supposed to work in companies, in high tech companies.
Got you. And I would imagine, and again, and you had this experience where you didn't know exactly what it is, how impactful that is. You're having these things happening to you, and you don't know what's going on, right? Because you've never experienced, especially Perry, like something 10 years earlier. What is this, right? And so there's all I can imagine. There's all sorts of things swirling in people's minds.
Yeah, it can be very nerve-wracking, right? To be
Yeah,
honest with
yeah.
you, because I felt that I'm seriously going to have some medical issues, which I will not be able to get out. So it was a lot of scare inside me that I want to live healthy, and now
Yes.
all these things are happening. What am I going to do? So what I started doing is, rather than feeling helpless and feeling like, oh my God, I mean, this is the end of whatever, I started doing a lot of research into this whole thing, right?
Okay.
What
Yeah.
can help?
Okay.
So I started changing myself.
Hmm.
I started embracing holistic therapies. I changed my entire diet. I changed my entire lifestyle. I changed my entire exercise routine. So many things I ended up changing to really sort of like a rejuvenation of me. I'm telling you, I was a nutcase. If you saw me 10 years back, I was always fatigued and not so
Hmm.
energetic. I had low energy, all these things, anxiety. I probably looked like I had some depression issues, on the verge of that.
Right.
From being that, okay, I not only I did take care of myself, but here I am trying to help other women to understand the importance, the impact it can have on your
Yes.
life, and take charge of yourself and educate yourself so that you are not caught by surprise, and suddenly you are at a certain age and you have chronic condition creeped up on you.
Got you. So what did you do to get through it?
So I actually incorporated a ton of holistic therapy. So I'll name
Okay.
a few,
Okay.
not to inundate your viewers. I think it applies to men as well.
Okay.
I don't think the men are excluded.
Mm.
What you need to do is fix your diet. Food is medicine. We know that. I got rid of all the processed foods in my diet, completely zero. I try to eat fresh foods every single day. I try to incorporate the rainbow diet, meaning trying to eat every color from the
Okay.
plant,
Okay.
plant
Yeah.
kingdom into my diet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat all the carb, protein, fat, and not that I'm counting each and every minute, but on a high level, right? So diet is one thing that I fixed. Basic, complete rehaul of my diet. Exercise is what I fixed a lot. I started including weight training, and which I never used to do. I thought I'll get bulky and all those things, right? A lot of misconceptions are
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So I fixed all those things. Then I also included acupuncture in my
Okay.
portfolio of holistic therapies. And I also included Ayurveda, massages, medicated oil massages, a
Mm.
yoga. I included that. I included pranayama, which is breathing different, learning to do deep breathing in a different techniques.
So,
Aromatherapy, I
right.
included that,
So
right?
not just one thing, a
Hypnotherapy.
bunch of things.
Yeah, no, no. See, that's the thing. People think like we as society are used to having one pill and it can
Yeah.
fix
Right.
everything.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, you put on weight, take Ozempic, right? Or you do this, do that. But all these medication can start interacting with each other inside your body. You don't even know until
Mm-hmm.
later, right? A friend of mine got diagnosed with, well, he's much older, with Parkinson's, and
Okay.
he said, I was taking all kind of medications on time, but you don't realize what these medications can be doing to you. Not
Yeah.
that I'm saying medications is the cause of Parkinson's,
No.
but what I'm
No.
saying is
The
be
interaction
mindful.
between them. Yeah.
Yes, be mindful.
Understanding.
Be mindful.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so
So
and that strengthens the argument for why looking at a holistic approach makes sense from a even from an overall health standpoint.
yes, yes, as much as you can do. I'm not saying don't take medication or don't
Hmm.
take SRT,
Yep.
but as soon as you can live natural, using natural elements in on a day-to-day life, that will help you lead a better quality of life, you know?
Got you. Understood.
So that's what at least my research has shown, the whole idea on aging and longevity, that we are living longer, right, as a society, but you don't want to be living with a chronic condition. And that's what data says 55 years and above, 80% of the women has one chronic condition. As they start getting older, they have two or
Mm,
three chronic conditions. Now, most of the time, the seniors are living on meds and doctors. I
yes.
mean, that's
Yes.
the
Yes.
quality of life goes down, right? Or
That's right.
in assisted memory cares or assisted living because of their bone health that starts going down, right? All these are interrelated, is what I'm saying.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And again, the idea of just being mindful of everything that
Mhm.
you're doing and how it all contributes to your overall health is a good thing. I'm very intrigued to talk about, you referenced earlier sort of taboo topics, right? And so
Mhm.
wondering what makes this conversation so off limits or taboo.
People, okay, so so the menopause generally women probably think is end of their menstrual health. So they might perceive it as end of their physical beauty, as an example, attribute to that. They, and also, like I talked earlier a little bit, it might impact their sexual health, loss of libido. Maybe they have painful, so that also gets a bit taboo and stigma attached to talking about your sexual health, in public or and to anyone. We watch all the movies, but we never talk about, like, we really don't talk about sexual health being
Mhm.
impacted for a woman, but if she is in perimenopause, menopause. And menopause women don't talk about it. They feel ashamed. They feel like, oh my God, it's end of my sexuality for whatever reason, most of the women. And but now they're coming out and talking about it. It's a normal stage of life. There's nothing wrong with it. Every woman is going to go through it. So in the past years, decades, actually, if you think about it, moms never worked. Moms were stay-home moms. So they, even if they had menopause, they never, it probably didn't impact them the way it's impacting women in my generation, because we women are working and we have the
Right.
financial stress, so to speak, and added stress that the women few decades back did not have. So now it is more pronounced as far as perimenopause, menopause, because it starts impacting my life, right? So even then, women feel taboo and stigma attached to this whole topic. But thankfully, people like you and people like, we are coming out and we're talking about
Talking
it,
about it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, it's a taboo in a lot of cultures, a lot of cultures.
Yeah, and it's fine. I'm glad you sort of touched you referenced the cultural component, because I think that is a huge factor for the level of comfortability about having these dialogues or discussions, or even being able to say, "Hey, I have a problem," putting your hand up and say, "I need some help." And so to hear that you're doing that again through your platform, it's called NourishDoc. And
Yes.
again, and your focus is on sort of holistic overall wellness as opposed to just popping pills like we talked about earlier. What can you tell our listeners about NourishDoc?
Yeah, so NourishDoc, like I said, it's a holistic wellness platform right now only for women. Hopefully, we can add for men as well, because men
Okay.
have their own share of issues when they're going through midlife. What we do is when a woman comes in, either she's perimenopause or postmenopause, so we put them either in this or this.
Yep.
After that, we have over 21 programs based on the symptoms. We talked a little bit about that, and then they can learn and educate and become empowered about what they're going to expect, whether they're perimenopause or postmenopause, and what is it they can do. The actionable insights is so important as far as making changes in their diet and the exercise and so many things I talked about. And that's what NourishDoc is really trying to do, is come at the higher level, make it super affordable for each and every woman,
Yep.
priced at less than $10 a month. So every woman can buy it for $6-7 a month and learn about it. And then talk to the doctor or talk to the expert if they need to, because they might.
Mm.
So that really is the idea of offering health equity, right, to
Yes.
women at this age, where we
Yes.
are talking about, not that I want to bring politics in between here, but in this country we are talking about reproductive rights and so many
Yep.
things right
Mm-hmm.
now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
So
it's very
not that
relevant.
I'm taking one way or another, but general statement
No,
here.
no, I understand, and it is a very important topic and a hot one these days, and so I understand that. For
Yeah.
our listeners that wanted to learn more about your connect directly to NourishDoc, where could we send them?
Yeah, just go to our website, www.nourishdoc.com. And our app is coming out hopefully
Okay.
soon,
Okay.
Android, iOS, and web version, all three. So they should be able to go either way, wherever they want to go. And yes.
Well, fabulous. And I think, I think when you look at sort of the work that you're doing and how you're going about doing it, certainly using your personal experiences, it's very, very key and instrumental in individuals being able to live the best audacious life that we talk about, right? Like this was very much when you look at perimenopausal or even postmenopausal, menopause in general, it's the impact it has on individuals to live their life, right? And so
Yes.
the kind of support that you're offering for women is fabulous, and congratulations on doing so. And certainly, Amita, I'd certainly encourage you to keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate when men interview me, but that says volumes about the society that we are reading in the light, we're reaching the right path.
Yes, we absolutely are. We absolutely are. Thank you, Amita. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Back we are here on the podcast. In our chat with Amita, she shared a profound truth. And many women enter into perimenopause unaware of the changes their bodies are undergoing. The normal fluctuations can lead to a myriad of symptoms, hot flashes, anxiety, and even memory issues that profoundly impact daily life. Amita emphasized the importance of understanding these changes and exploring holistic therapies. She encourages women to not suffer in silence, but to seek support and empowerment. It's crucial to recognize that perimenopause is not just an end, but a transition to a new chapter, one filled with potential for growth and renewed energy. By taking proactive steps, women can navigate this journey with confidence and grace. I'd encourage you to connect with Amita directly for further insights and support. You can find her contact details in the show notes below. I'd encourage you to reach out. Don't hesitate to do so. She's here to help you along your journey. Amita is also offering exclusive access to her holistic wellness programs designed for women navigating perimenopause. And again, all you've got to do is click on the show notes for details on how you can take advantage of these valuable resources. Thank you for tuning into another edition of the Audacious Living Podcast. If you've enjoyed our conversation, I'd encourage you for a moment to take a second and like, follow, subscribe, or share. If you haven't already have done so, this type of support helps us to grow and reach even more listeners. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, show love to one another, and be audacious.
You've been listening to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by Audley Stephenson. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, be audacious.